What if I told you that the omega-3 supplement sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now might be doing almost nothing for your body? And what if I told you there's a specific type of omega-3 oil that works through an entirely different biological pathway, one that most doctors never talk about, most supplement companies don't want you to know about, and that could change how you think about inflammation, pain, and recovery forever? I'm Dr. Leonid Kim, and in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to share 6 critical insights that will completely reshape how you understand omega-3s. Stick with me until the end, because the 5th insight is something I wish every single one of my patients knew years ago. Here's what most people don't realize. Millions of Americans pop omega-3 capsules every morning. Fish oil sales in the US alone exceed $1 billion annually. Walk into any pharmacy and you'll see rows of bottles promising heart health, brain power, and reduced inflammation. But here's the surprising part. The vast majority of people taking these supplements are missing the most important piece of the puzzle. Think of it like this. Imagine your body as a house and inflammation is a fire burning inside. Most omega-3 supplements are like someone throwing a cup of water on a house fire from the outside. Sure, water helps with fire, but are you actually reaching the flames? Most people get this wrong. The omega-3s you swallow in capsule form, typically EPA and DHA from fish oil, travel through your digestive system, get processed by your liver, and then slowly enter your bloodstream. This process is called systemic delivery. It works, but it's slow, it's indirect, and a significant portion never even reaches your tissues in meaningful concentrations. Here's where it gets interesting. What if I told you there's another way? A way to deliver omega-3s directly to the exact tissues that need them most? A way that bypasses the digestive system entirely and goes straight to the source of the problem? This changes everything. The oil I'm talking about isn't fish oil. It isn't krill oil. And it isn't some exotic algae extract from the bottom of the ocean. It's something far simpler, something your grandmother probably had in her kitchen. Something that modern science is now revealing has remarkable biological properties that we completely overlooked for decades. Before I reveal it, let me explain why this matters so deeply. Let me paint you a picture. Inside every cell of your body, there's a complex signaling system. When you get injured, when you overexercise, when you eat too much processed food, or when you're under chronic stress, your immune system flips a switch. That switch releases chemical messengers called cytokines and prostaglandins. Think of these as tiny alarm bells ringing throughout your body. Now, here's the critical part that most people never learn. There are 2 types of these alarm bells. Some are pro-inflammatory. They shout fire, fire, and call more immune cells to the scene. Others are anti-inflammatory. They say calm down, the danger has passed. Most people get this wrong. Your body desperately wants balance. It wants to put out the fire and then clean up the damage. But in modern life, with our processed diets, sedentary habits, chronic stress, and poor sleep, our internal alarm system gets stuck in the on position. The fire keeps burning. This is what chronic inflammation actually is. Not a dramatic blaze you can see, but a slow, smoldering fire inside your blood vessels, your joints, your brain, and your muscles. Here's the surprising part. Traditional fish oil omega-3s help by providing raw materials, specifically EPA, that your body uses to build anti-inflammatory prostaglandins. It's like delivering fire extinguisher ingredients to a factory, hoping the factory will assemble the extinguishers and send them to the fire. But what if you could deliver the extinguisher directly to the burning room? This is where that mystery oil comes in. And I'm finally ready to tell you what it is. The oil is flaxseed oil. Yes, plain simple flaxseed oil. The same oil your grandmother might have used. The same oil health food stores have sold for decades. But here's what changes everything. Most people think of flaxseed oil as the weaker cousin of fish oil. They say, oh, it only has ALA, and your body has to convert ALA to EPA and DHA, and the conversion rate is terrible. Most people get this wrong. That argument is only true if you're swallowing flaxseed oil. If you're taking it as a capsule or pouring it on your salad, then yes, the conversion is inefficient. Studies show only about 5 to 10% of ALA converts to EPA, and even less to DHA. But, and this is the critical but that almost nobody talks about, flaxseed oil has a completely different superpower when used topically. When applied directly to the skin, flaxseed oil doesn't need to go through your digestive system. It doesn't need liver conversion. It penetrates the skin barrier and interacts directly with local tissues, cell membranes, and nerve endings. Here's where it gets interesting. Your skin isn't just a wall, it's an active, living organ with its own metabolic processes. When you apply flaxseed oil to your skin, the ALA interacts with local enzymes and begins creating localized anti-inflammatory compounds right where you need them. This is called transdermal or topical delivery. And for certain conditions, joint pain, muscle soreness, localized inflammation, skin irritation, this targeted approach can be dramatically more effective than swallowing a pill and hoping enough reaches the right spot. The surprising part is, we're not talking about some fringe alternative medicine here. The Journal of Dermatological Treatment published research showing that topical flaxseed oil significantly reduced skin inflammation. Studies on wound healing have demonstrated that ALA-rich oils accelerate tissue repair when applied directly. And in the world of sports medicine, topical omega-3 applications are being explored for muscle recovery with promising results. Most people get this wrong. They think omega-3 means fish oil capsule. They never consider that the delivery method, the how and where, matters as much as the molecule itself. Let me break down exactly what happens when you apply flaxseed oil to your skin, because this is where the science gets truly fascinating. Inflammation, the internal fire. Remember that smoldering fire I mentioned? When you apply flaxseed oil topically, the ALA penetrates the epidermis and reaches the dermis layer where blood vessels and immune cells reside. There, it competes with omega-6 fatty acids for the same enzyme systems. Think of it like this: omega-6s are the gas that feeds the inflammatory fire. Omega-3s are the water that puts it out. Both need the same enzyme tools to do their job. When you flood the local area with omega-3s from flaxseed oil, you essentially starve the inflammatory pathway of its fuel while simultaneously providing the building blocks for anti-inflammatory compounds. Most people get this wrong. They think they need to eliminate all omega-6s from their diet. That's nearly impossible and unnecessary. What you need is the ratio, more omega-3s relative to omega-6s in the tissues that matter. Topical application gives you precise control over that ratio in specific areas. Blood circulation, the delivery highway. Here's what most people don't realize. When you apply flaxseed oil and massage it into your skin, you're doing two things simultaneously. First, the oil itself contains compounds that can improve local microcirculation. Second, the physical act of massage stimulates blood flow to the area. Better circulation means more oxygen, more nutrients, faster removal of inflammatory waste products. It's like clearing a traffic jam on the highway so emergency vehicles can reach the scene of the fire. The surprising part is, improved local circulation from topical application can create a feedback loop. As inflammation decreases, blood vessels dilate more normally. As circulation improves, more anti-inflammatory compounds reach the area. The fire gets smaller, the cleanup crew works faster, and healing accelerates. Nerve pain signals, turning down the volume. This is where it gets really interesting. Chronic pain isn't just about tissue damage. It's about how your nerves interpret signals. Inflammation sensitizes nerve endings. It turns up the volume on pain signals. A gentle touch feels painful. Normal movement feels like agony. ALA from flaxseed oil influences nerve membrane composition. Nerve cells are surrounded by fatty membranes, and the ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 in these membranes affects how easily electrical signals pass through. Here's the surprising part. Research on neuropathic pain suggests that omega-3 enrichment of nerve membranes can literally reduce the excitability of pain-sensing neurons. It's not just about reducing inflammation around the nerve, it's about changing how the nerve itself functions. Think of it like turning down the volume knob on a stereo that's been blasting at maximum. The music is still there, but it's no longer painful to your ears. Most people get this wrong. They think pain relief only comes from blocking signals with drugs like ibuprofen or acetaminophen. They don't realize that rebuilding nerve membrane health with the right fatty acids can address the problem at its structural root. Muscle recovery, rebuilding after the storm. After intense exercise, your muscle fibers experience microscopic tears. This is normal. It's how muscles grow stronger. But the inflammatory response to these tears can become excessive, leading to prolonged soreness, stiffness, and delayed recovery. Here's what most people don't realize. Topical flaxseed oil applied to sore muscles creates a localized anti-inflammatory environment without the systemic side effects of oral anti-inflammatory drugs. No stomach irritation, no kidney stress, no liver burden. The ALA penetrates the muscle fascia, reduces inflammatory cytokine production, improves local blood flow to clear metabolic waste like lactic acid, and provides building blocks for cell membrane repair. Most people get this wrong. They reach for ice packs, which temporarily numb pain but actually slow the healing inflammatory response. Or they take oral NSAIDs, which reduce inflammation systemically but also interfere with the adaptive processes that make muscles stronger. Topical flaxseed oil offers a middle path, reducing excessive inflammation while supporting the natural recovery process. Let me hit you with some numbers that might change your perspective entirely. Here's what most people don't realize. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that the average American consumes omega-6 fatty acids at a ratio of approximately 20 to 1 compared to omega-3s. Our evolutionary ancestors? They consumed them at roughly 1 to 1 or 2 to 1. That means our inflammatory gas is being poured 20 times faster than our anti-inflammatory water. But here's the surprising part. Even more shocking, a review in the journal Pain examined topical omega-3 applications for various inflammatory conditions and found that localized treatment often achieved results comparable to oral supplementation, but with significantly lower total doses. You're using less oil but getting more targeted effect. Most people get this wrong. They think more is better. They take 3 fish oil capsules instead of 1, hoping to overwhelm their system with omega-3s. But your body can only process so much at once. Excess omega-3s can actually increase oxidative stress, cause blood thinning issues, and lead to digestive problems. The fifth insight, the one I promised would be the most important. The form of omega-3 matters more than the dose. ALA from flaxseed oil, EPA from fish oil, DHA from algae, they're not interchangeable. They have different biological roles, different absorption patterns, and different optimal delivery methods. For brain health and cardiovascular protection, EPA and DHA from fish oil or algae still reign supreme when taken orally. But for localized inflammation, joint pain, muscle recovery, and skin conditions, topical ALA from flaxseed oil offers a targeted approach that oral supplements simply cannot match. This changes everything. Another surprising fact, flaxseed oil contains lignans, plant compounds with powerful antioxidant and estrogen modulating properties. Fish oil has none of these. When applied topically, these lignans may provide additional anti-inflammatory and skin protective benefits that pure EPA/DHA supplements cannot offer. Most people get this wrong. They compare flaxseed oil and fish oil as if they're the same thing competing for the same job. They're not. They're different tools for different jobs. And the smart health approach is knowing which tool to use for which problem. All right, let's get practical. If I've convinced you that topical flaxseed oil deserves a place in your health toolkit, here's exactly how to use it. Daily usage the right way. For joint pain or muscle soreness, apply 1 to 2 teaspoons of cold-pressed organic flaxseed oil directly to the affected area. Massage thoroughly for 3 to 5 minutes. The massage matters. Don't just slap it on and walk away. You need to work it into the skin and stimulate local circulation. Do this twice daily, once in the morning and once before bed. Consistency is key. This isn't a magic instant fix. You're rebuilding tissue health, and that takes time. Here's what most people don't realize. For skin inflammation or irritation, apply a thin layer to clean, dry skin. Let it absorb for 15 to 20 minutes before putting on clothing. Some people prefer to apply it before bed and let it work overnight. The surprising part is, you can also use it as a massage oil after exercise. Apply it to major muscle groups, calves, thighs, shoulders, back, and massage deeply. This combines the anti-inflammatory benefits with mechanical stimulation of blood flow. How much is too much? For topical use, you don't need much. 1 to 2 teaspoons per application is sufficient. More isn't better, it'll just make you greasy and waste oil. Most people get this wrong. They pour half a bottle on their knee and wonder why they're sliding around their living room. Moderation and consistency beat occasional drowning every time. Common mistakes people make. Mistake number 1, using heated or refined flaxseed oil. Heat destroys the delicate ALA molecules. Only use cold-pressed, unrefined flaxseed oil. If it doesn't say cold-pressed on the label, don't buy it. Mistake number 2, expecting immediate results. Topical omega-3s work at the cellular level. You're changing membrane composition, modulating enzyme activity, and rebuilding tissue health. This takes days to weeks, not minutes. Mistake number 3, using it as a complete replacement for dietary omega-3s. Topical application is complementary, not a substitute for a healthy diet. You still need omega-3s in your food for brain health, cardiovascular protection, and systemic anti-inflammatory support. Mistake number 4, storing it wrong. Flaxseed oil oxidizes rapidly when exposed to heat, light, and air. Keep it in a dark glass bottle in the refrigerator. If it smells rancid or fishy, throw it out. Rancid oil causes inflammation, the exact opposite of what you want. Here's the surprising part. Most people get this wrong. They buy a big bottle, leave it in their pantry for 6 months, and then complain that flaxseed oil doesn't work. It didn't work because you killed it with neglect before you ever used it. Myths versus facts. Myth. Flaxseed oil is useless because the body can't convert ALA to EPA and DHA efficiently. Fact. This is only true for oral consumption. Topical application bypasses the conversion bottleneck entirely by working locally in tissues. Myth. Fish oil is always superior to flaxseed oil. Fact. Fish oil excels at systemic whole-body omega-3 delivery. Flaxseed oil excels at localized topical anti-inflammatory application. Different jobs, different tools. Myth. You can cook with flaxseed oil. Fact. Absolutely not. The smoke point is low, and heat destroys the beneficial ALA. Use it only for cold applications or topical use. Myth. Omega-3s thin your blood dangerously. Fact. At normal topical doses, this isn't a concern. Oral high-dose fish oil can have mild blood-thinning effects, which is why surgeons sometimes ask patients to stop before surgery. But topical flaxseed oil at 1 to 2 teaspoons doesn't significantly affect systemic blood clotting. Let me pull back and show you why all of this matters in the bigger picture of your health journey. Most people get this wrong. They approach health like a checklist. Take a multivitamin. Check. Drink water. Check. Exercise. Check. Pop a fish oil capsule. Check. But health isn't a checklist. It's a dynamic, interconnected system where how you do something often matters as much as what you do. Here's what most people don't realize. The supplement industry wants you to believe that swallowing pills is the only way. It's profitable. It's convenient. It fits our quick fix culture. But your body is more sophisticated than a pill bottle. It has multiple pathways, multiple entry points, and multiple ways to heal. Topical application, targeted delivery, local versus systemic effects, these aren't alternative medicine concepts. They're pharmacology 101. The surprising part is, we've known about transdermal delivery for decades. Nicotine patches, hormone creams, pain gels, they all use this principle. But somehow, when it comes to omega-3s, we defaulted to the swallow a capsule model and never looked back. This changes everything. You now have a tool that most people don't know about. A way to address localized inflammation, joint discomfort, muscle recovery, and skin health that works through a completely different biological pathway than oral supplements. You're not just taking omega-3s anymore. You're strategically deploying them. Most people get this wrong. They think more information equals better health. It doesn't. Better application of the right information equals better health. You could know everything about omega-3s and still get mediocre results if you're using the wrong form, the wrong dose, or the wrong delivery method for your specific needs. Here's what I want you to take away from this video. First, question the default. Just because everyone takes fish oil capsules doesn't mean it's the only or best way for every situation. Second, understand your own body. Are you dealing with systemic issues like brain fog or cardiovascular risk? Oral EPA/DHA might be your best bet. Are you dealing with knee pain, shoulder stiffness, post-workout soreness, or skin inflammation? Consider adding topical flaxseed oil to your approach. Third, be patient and consistent. Cellular change takes time. You're not suppressing symptoms with a drug. You're rebuilding tissue health from the membrane level up. The surprising part is, small changes in delivery method can create outsized results. 1 to 2 teaspoons of properly applied flaxseed oil twice daily, consistently for several weeks, could change how your joints feel, how your muscles recover, and how your skin responds to irritation. If this video changed how you think about omega-3s, I need you to do 3 things right now. First, hit that like button. It tells YouTube's algorithm that this information deserves to reach more people who are confused about supplements and wasting money on the wrong products. Second, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. I share science-backed health insights every week that cut through the marketing noise and give you the real biological mechanisms behind feeling your best. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Third, drop a comment below. Tell me, have you ever tried topical flaxseed oil? What's your experience with omega-3 supplements? Let's start a conversation and learn from each other. And here's what most people don't realize. The health information that changes your life often doesn't come from the loudest voices or the biggest brands. It comes from understanding the quiet, biological truths that have always been there, waiting for us to pay attention. Topical omega-3 delivery isn't new. Flaxseed oil isn't exotic, but combining ancient wisdom with modern biological understanding, that's where the magic happens. This changes everything, not because I gave you a miracle cure, but because I showed you that the miracle was already in your hands. You just needed to know how to use it differently. Your body is capable of remarkable healing. It just needs the right tools, delivered the right way, with the right understanding. I'm Dr. Leonid Kim. Take care of your health